Understanding of economics is very important, not only because to understand other social sciences like political science, international relations, but also to become a well-informed citizen. As all social sciences are, as all social sciences depend on economics for their theories, their laws. So if we want to understand politics or international relations or any other branch of social science, we need to understand economics. Moreover, in order to understand business, also economics is very important. So let's start to have a brief introduction of economics. Before we go on the definition of economics and see the details of economics, let's see what does economics means. The word economics, literally, what does it means? So the economics is derived from a Greek word, economos. Economos is a combination of two words, eco and nomos. Eco means to manage something. It means to carry out a task in a proper way, in an acceptable and a reasonable way. To understand, let's see, if you are going to put some tables and chairs in a room, there are two ways to put those chairs and tables in a room. One way is to just to throw all tables and chairs in the room, not in a proper order, and the other way is to put them in a proper arrangement. If you throw all the chairs and tables in the room without any proper management, it means you carry out the work, but you do not manage the work. To manage means to carry out any task in a proper way, in the way in which it has to be carried out. And the other part of the word nomos means household. We have come through this word numerous times in our life, household. In common meaning, or in some other branches of social sciences like sociology or in political science, we means household, a group of same family living in a single home. But in economics it's slightly different. In economics, household means a group of family having a common budget. If the group of families having different budgets and living in a single home, then it will be a household in context of sociology or in political science, but it will not be a household in economics. So in economics, a household means a group of family living together, and they must have a common budget. That makes sense, right? So the economics means, simply the word economics means to manage a household. Remember, we have not quite defined economics. This is not the definition of economics. It is the literal meaning of economics. Literally, economics means to manage household, but that's not the definition. Now let's see how to define economics. The ideas of economics, let me clear that ideas of economics are very old, though the scholarship of economics started after 1776, but the ideas were present before that as well. But they were embedded in different subjects, like somewhere in politics or in theology or in sociology or sometimes in law or in other sciences, like but after 1776, economics emerged as an independent subject and an independent scholarship after the publication of Adam Smith's well-known article, An Inquiry into Causes and Nature of Wealth of Nations. Adam Smith was a professor of moral philosophy at Glasgow University. He wrote the article, a book called an Inquiry into Causes and Nature of Wealth of Nations, and it's more popularly known as Wealth of Nations. After the publication of that book, economics got independent scholarship, the father of economics, Adam Smith, defined economics as science of wealth. Means economics is the study of how to produce wealth, how to distribute wealth, how to consume wealth. And the focal point of economics was wealth, according to Adam Smith. During that time, the Western society was not that much developed, so the church had, so the economics had to face a great criticism from church, especially from Ruskin and other people. They called economics as a pig science, and they thought that economics made people selfish, and the scholarship of economics should be banned. And so in simple words, economics was considered not a good subject at the time. But still, the scholars contributed to this subject and continued doing their research on this subject. And after Alfred Marshall gave a revised definition of economics. He said that economics is the study of collective life and human welfare. After the definition of Alfred Marshall, the criticism from church was thwarted, but the positive thing from Alfred Marshall was that the criticism, especially that was given from the church, was thwarted. And moreover, Alfred Marshall's definition gave this economics a broadness. It becomes something much more than the study of wealth, as it's study of collective life and human welfare. But still, it had certain drawbacks. Like, if you consider the collective life, take an example of a person who is living outside society. He's not part of collective life. Then should it mean the study of that single person will not be a part of study of economics, right? But he has an economic life. He has economic needs. An economist must study his economic problems. And Alfred Marshall's definition excluded that person. And the other thing, the human welfare. There are certain things they are not. We cannot call them a part of human welfare or material welfare. Specifically, Alfred Marshall has used the human material welfare. There are certain things that are not part of material welfare. For example, services given by different professionals, like a service given by a lawyer, a teacher, or a doctor. It's not it's a part of material welfare, but it's a part of welfare. Moreover, there are certain things that are not part of welfare at all. For example, the production of wine, production of cigarettes. You cannot consider them as a part of welfare, but to analyze and study the market of wine and cigarette is a part of job of an economist, right? Yeah, so if we will focus on the definition of Alfred Marshall, it becomes that the person who live outside society will not be a part of economics. The study of a person who is outside society will not be a part of economics, and something that's not part of welfare must not be the study section of economics. So it limits the borders of economics. And after Alfred Marshall, we see the contributions of Robbins. Robbins was a scholar at London School of Economics. He said that the study of economics means the study of how to use scarce resources, limited resources, to get maximum ends. Robbins took the definition from a common fact of human life, as everyone can easily understand that our wants are unlimited wants. Everyone is having unlimited wants. If you want to see, just think for a few seconds, few minutes, think about your wants. They will never end. They will never ever end, right? And if you put a glance on your resources, they are very few, they are scarce, and how we will get maximum ends from our scarce resources, how we will use our resources to get maximum utility, maximum satisfaction. This is the economics that teach us how we should use our scarce resources to get maximum satisfaction, right? That was the definition given by Robbins. It was a very good definition based on scientific analysis and a basic reality, a fact of human life. So it was a great contribution by Robbins to this subject. After that, the definition given by Paul Samuelson is also a very reasonable definition, I think. Paul Samuelson said that study of economics is the study of how to produce a good, to whom to produce a good, and what to produce. Whatever we are producing is we are producing for whom. It means who will be our consumer, how we will produce. Either we will use more capital and less labor, or less capital and more labor, and what to produce, what things we should produce. For example, we should produce more CDs, or we should produce more cloth. What should we produce, in what quantity, in what numbers? So the Paul Samuelson said that to study all those things is the study of economics. The last two definitions, especially by Robbins and Paul Samuelson, both are reasonable definitions, and I recommend both of them as correct for all students. The Robbins definition, this use a study of how to use scarce resources to get maximum ends. It's also an acceptable definition, and it's based on a common reality of our life, and it's a scientific definition. And the last one given by Paul Samuelson, it's also a very reasonable definition. It's the study of how to produce, whom to produce, and what to produce. And the first two definitions, they are not acceptable in current time, though they were very good, great contributions by great scholars of economics. But currently we accept these two definitions: definition given by Robbins and definition given by Paul Samuelson. All right.